Here we go for the third and final day of Cheltenham's Autumn Festival. The weather on Friday at Prestbury Park was truly desperate, and I know that our lovely Jay Seller joked that she'd dry me out in the boiler cupboard on my return, but she wasn't far wrong. The warm brandy did wonders, I will admit. Anyway, before I check in with Caroline for the feature races at Navan, let's get the first race out of the way. It could pay to side with Warren Greatrex's Gaelic Pride for Sunday's opener. Obviously there's been a radical change in the going here at Prestbury Park since Storm Claudia arrived on the scene on Friday, so it is all about who best copes with the conditions here. I think that makes Gaelic Pride likely to be prominent, with form on soft. So he edges it ahead of Nicky Henderson's Act of Innocence and Dan Skelton's Soldier Reeves. Before I get into the real meat of Sunday's Cheltenham card, let me bring in Caroline for her Navan selections.
Why, thank you, boss, and I'm pleased to hear you've got over the Friday at Cheltenham. Super that you had Jay Seller back in the office to hang you out to dry, as it were. Not really a day to be out and about, was it? But I'm sure that warm brandy helped just a bit. Now, after Saturday's Navan abandonment, it's going to be all about the ground for Sunday's card, so I'll get on with my selections for the features I can't look past. Calypso Chance for the Monksfield. It's a race that Gordon Elliott targets. So, with Jack Kennedy aboard, it's safe to say this is the yard's first string that said, stablemate Marjack's Hill has decent form on this ground, so I can see it being a stable one too. For the Troy Town, I'm of the opinion that Quay de Bourbon is one to keep on your starred list this season. I do get it that he's got top weight, but given a better passage, could have been in contention for the Irish Grand National at Ferryhouse the last day, and I'll be betting that there is plenty more to come from Willie Mullins' unexposed chaser this season. Finally, I can't wait to see Final Demand in the beginner's chase, though you'll get no return for Willie's hot favourite. A Grade 1 winner over hurdles. If he's fully tuned up, I'm not seeing any other result than an easy win. Now don't forget to tune into the Monday card back at Navan, where Saturday's graded races will be transferred. But now, I must hand over to the boss, back for the Cheltenham selections.
Thank you, Caroline, and I can assure you that after Jay Seller's attentions I'm fully dried out, in more ways than one. Caroline's selection for that transferred card are on our Saturday YouTube production, where she's very warm on Dinah Blue beating the Jolly Marine Nationale, along with her other fancies. So, on to my Sunday nap, in the odds checker handicap chase. Well, Dan Skelton's Protectorate has to lump around 12 stone for this handicap chase, but he's a class act and has to be taken seriously. This will be his 15th race around here, so Prestbury Park holds no secrets from one of Dan Skelton's stable stars. And with a third in the Gold Cup at the festival back in 2022 in the form book, Protectorate must be well fancied. Although Venetia Williams' Tanganyika gets oodles of weight from the selection and looks the big danger. Tom Ellis's Late Night Pass has stamina in droves, so won't buckle when push comes to shove. And is my value, each way, angle, to complete my 3. But Protectorate should be right there for the win. My next best is next up, in the Greatwood hurdle. I'm going to chance my arm on Fergal O'Brien's serious challenge for the Greatwood. As ever, a really red-hot handicap, this heavy ground does ask a question of those near the top of the weights, so looking lower down the numbers, I can't go past serious challenge without making a mark in the margin. Originally from the flat in Ireland with Jim Bolger. He won't be minding ground this deep, and has already clocked up 3 wins over hurdles since the switch. Likely to come on for his run at Aintree 3 weeks back. Serious challenge, looks a serious contender for the Greatwood. Top weight Celtic Dino was impressive in the Welsh champion hurdle at Chepstow last time out. But I think that serious challenge beats him at these weights. On to the rest of my Sunday Cheltenham fancies, and heading those is Anthony Honeyball's Jordan's Cross in the Bottle Green Novices Chase. He progressed well last autumn and showed plenty of grit to get back to the leaders and win at Aintree last month on his seasonal reappearance. Clearly a very different track and conditions, so taken on trust that Jordan Cross is going to be able to make that transition. But he lines up on what looks like a very workable mark. So fingers crossed that he continues the good work. Ben Pauling has his string going well, so Jiggs Forge has to make the shortlist, while Lucy Wadham's Jacks Jr. is another likely type. Jordan's Cross as a speculative improver is my vote, with the interesting French recruit Kim Rock worth a second glance for Joseph O'Brien. Next up, given the conditions, Kerry Lee's Cabfuil Fungi would be expected to be there or thereabouts in the Hind Solicitors handicap chase with 1 win and 4 runners-up spots over fences. Maybe he's due a bit of luck too. By contrast, Joe Tizard's Triple Trade is fully out there after 21 chase races, but seems to be attracting plenty of support in the markets. Gordon Elliott's Irish Raider, St. Faz, wouldn't want ground this deep. But the booking of Sean Bowen is notable, while Jamie Snowden's Tornado may be better suited to these conditions. Quite a tricky puzzle to decipher, but I'll take my chance on Cabfuil Fungi with Tornado as my each-way pick. Finally, I think I might stick with Chicker for the closer at Cheltenham's Autumn Festival. He won here at the October meeting, with a bit to spare, but with underfoot conditions very different this time around. It's taken on trust that he'll act on this deeper ground, and if that is not the case then Irish Raider Bud Fox can profit. Sid Hosey's Cinchi Roca has form on heavy ground, so completes my 3. But I'll take Chicker for the hat trick.